Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Let's make sure we go live across all these channels right here. So, what if I told you you could build $1 million business and you can do it in 12 months? Would you believe me? Well, listen, this is exactly what we're going to be doing this year. We're going to be building $1 million business and we're going to be doing it in 12 months. I would like to thank you and welcome you guys for joining. Each and every episode, we've been strengthening our audience. We've been getting more and more people who's joining. Let me make sure I can see these comments right here. Perfect, perfect. This is great. So it's going to be a 30-minute action-packed episode. Like if you've seen the other three that I've done, tons of information, tons of value. So thank you for joining. The other thing I want to share with you guys is the comment boxes are always open. So feel free to drop, whatever comments that you may have in the chat box. What I'm asking for you today is drop your first name, what platform you're streaming on. And just so you know, for all the viewers that are joining, we're streaming across LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, as well as TikTok. And these are all places that I have somewhat of a presence. So I want to continue to share my inside knowledge, but also expand my network across those platforms as well. So what if I told you you can build $1 million business and you can do it in 12 months? Would you believe me if I told you it's possible? Most people wouldn't believe me. Well, it is. And every day we're going behind the scenes to show you just how we're going to be doing that. If you haven't had the opportunity already, if you're streaming on different platforms, even if you're watching this on LinkedIn, you can go to my events tab. In that folder, you can rewatch some of the previous episodes that we had. We just did the premiere on Monday, and it was dope. There was a lot of insight. I can say that because I'm the one that delivered. It was really, really dope. And each and every episode is getting better and better. What are we working towards? We're working towards building $1 million business and doing it in a short amount of time. The question is always, how are you going to do that? And that's what I'm revealing through each one of these episodes. Exactly how we build and grow $1 million business and do it in only 12 months. Again, feel free to drop your first name, where you're streaming from, and then any questions that you may have throughout this. Periodically, I will look in the chat box and see if I can get those questions answered throughout the time that I have as well. So my name is Patrick Hart, former or military veteran. Spent 15 years in the healthcare, rising through the leadership ranks. I was a technology executive, sold a large technology company at the end of 2018, and it absolutely changed my life. Since then, I created my own company about 2.5 years ago. I stepped out on faith and decided to bet on myself, right? And the company is PDP Media, but then there's also my digital newsletter, which is Hustling 25/8. And this is what we're talking about, today. I have two goals for the newsletter. One is to generate $1 million in revenue, do it in 12 months. The second is to build a 50,000 subscribers network within that newsletter. The first one is to show you that it can be done. Even financially, I can benefit from that, but we're going to repurpose that money back into the business. And the second, for me, is about impact and growth, right? So thank you guys for continuing to join, watching these on replay. They've been growing more and more and more. So thank you. I love you for that. So can we build $1 million business and do it in 12 months? I see you guys coming in, my TikTok family. I see the Instagram family coming in. LinkedIn, hey, go ahead and tap in. Let me know your first name, where you're streaming from. I'm getting people from around the world that come and watch these on a daily basis. So that means that what we're talking about it resonates with you, and you're also interested in growing your career or your personal brand or your side business or your personal business by itself. So let's get right into this thing. Listen, everything that I share is my opinion, but I've taken the last 2.5 years to watch creators. Oh, that thing zoomed in on me over here. There we go. Y'all got to let me know if my cameras, these got these automatic cameras right here, and you have these hand gestures, and then they start zooming in and doing all kind of crazy stuff. So if you see I look a little distorted or I got the big head, you guys let me know, man. Come on, don't have me out there looking crazy, especially on these records when people go back and look at this and they be like, damn, why is his head so damn big? Because my camera's over here zooming in on me and whatnot. But anyway, these are my opinions, and I'm going to share with you exactly my opinions. Sergio, I appreciate you, man. Sergio's tapping in from Dallas, Texas. Appreciate the love. So listen, lone wolves, they don't build ecosystems. And I'm going to break this down. Here's a hard truth that you need to know. Most burnout, it doesn't come from doing too much work. It comes from trying to do it alone. Think about that. Let that sink in as well. Burnout doesn't come from doing too much work. It comes from doing it alone. You ever been around somebody in the office, right? Or maybe it's you, right? and you feel like you're busting your ass, you're busting your tail, right? But everybody else is around there just watching you work so hard. And then they're looking at, man, why is Patrick working so hard? Then you feel that burnout. You feel like you're doing it all by yourself. That's that lone wolf mentality. Meaning you may be surrounded by other people, but you're working twice or three times as hard as everybody else. So it creates burnout because it feels like you're doing it alone. We do that a lot too in our business, right? We create a business, we create a side hustle, we create something, and we rely solely on ourselves to grow that business, which creates this burnout and this frustration that you're not growing, right? So we'll talk about all that. So today is about partnerships and visibility. How do we create those partnerships? How do we create the visibility? How do we grow to $1 million and do it in 12 months? Thank you guys for joining. Remember, we're streaming on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, as well as YouTube. Just let me know first name, where you're tapping in from, and I'll make sure to round back and just personally thank you for joining us as well. So lone wolves, they don't build ecosystem. This episode today is not about collabs or clout. It's about leverage. A lot of people, you're going out there and you're trying to get, clout. You're trying to be known as, the person that knows it all. Pamela, I see you joining. Thank you from Maryland. I appreciate you. Pam's in the house. And I get all my TikTok family, but here's the thing with TikTok, man, and the same thing with Instagram. These handles, man, I don't even know who is who, but thank you anyway. So if I can't get your name right, I'm just going to thank you guys for joining. Yep, I see you for joining. Thank you, Don. Appreciate that. So listen, this episode is not about clouds. Partnerships is the visibility multiplier. You need to understand that. It's not about not a charity exchange. So if we're building a business and we're growing, thank you. Thank you, first time joining. I appreciate that. So if we're building a business from scratch, you need to think about, how do I multiply? How do I make my business more visible than just me doing it alone? And this is where a lot of people get like content creation and engagement wrong. We thinking, I'm just going to create some content, put it out there, and people are going to resonate with it. No, we're talking more about some of these techniques and strategies for how to grow your personal brand and create partnerships that actually streamline your revenue and lead to income as well. So partnerships, you need to be thinking about this. Partnerships are the new visibility multiplier. You should be thinking going forward in 2026, how can I collab? How can I partner with somebody that's not only going to help amplify their brand, but it's going to help amplify my brand as well, or amplify my business. Same thing in the work front. Anything that I'm telling you, it can be applied to a business. It can be applied to your personal career. A lot of us, we go in the office and we're busting our ass, but we're not thinking about, how can I link up with somebody who can amplify my presence, who can get me in a position so I can get that promotion. There's a lot of cliques within these organizations, right? And we hang around with the water cooler with different people. Well, are you hanging out with the right people? That may be the reason why you're not actually progressing and moving forward in your business or in your personal career. And we talk a lot about that here in this space, because today we're going to grow $1 million business and we're going to do it in 12 months. So I want the tone that you really understand this. If your growth plan depends entirely on your own posts, on your own reach, on your own energy, that's not a plan. That's a ceiling. Like, think about it. If you're trying to do everything by yourself, that, like, at some point you're going to hit a ceiling because you can only do so much. Let that sink in for a minute, right? So we're building $1 million business. We can't do it by ourselves. That means we need to have those collaborations. We need to have partners. We need to actually not only ask for assistance, but we also need to place ourselves in the rooms where we can get the assistance that we need, or glean insight from other people, right? We want to learn from other people as well. So if you're doing it by yourself, that's actually a ceiling. Listen, hustle culture has been lying to you. It's like hustle culture has been telling you we need to go out there and bust our ass, and you work 15, 20 years for an organization, and hopefully you get the seat at the table, right? Or you build you need to build your business from scratch with $0, no assistance whatsoever, just so you can prove that you did it by yourself. Who the hell want to do that? I know I don't want to. Like, that's not how you grow. We're looking for that multiplier, right? And so hustle, it's no longer about the grind. It's about strategic alignment. So when I talk about, and I name my newsletter Hustling 25/8, that's because what I'm trying to help you do is, we don't need to be hustling around the clock. We need to be hustling strategically. And if we get really, really good at strategic hustle, not only does it amplify our brand and our impact, but it also can help you drive the kind of income that you're looking for yourself personally as well. Now, that was just the intro. We ain't even got into everything else. That's just the intro. please, if you're just now joining, today we're going to be talking about partnerships as well as visibility. The goal is to grow a business from $0 to $1 million in revenue, and then build a 50,000 subscriber newsletter list as well. Drop your first name, where you're from, where you're streaming from, because we're streaming across multiple different platforms. That'd be helpful for me to know where my reach is and where I should lean more from an ad standpoint throughout the year. Because remember, if we're building this business, I can't build it without you. And here's something that I invite you to do. Speaking of not building it without you, I invite you to share this with 2 other people in your network who's a hustler just like you, meaning they're on that same journey. They think like you, they value input and knowledge. They're trying to get to another level that they've never been to before. Invite those people to these particular lives, because I can only grow if you share this information with other people. So right now, take 2 seconds, go into your inbox, hit share with somebody else, just so if they don't join today, that's cool. They can go back and watch the replays. But the thing is, they need to know that there's sites like this, there's an ecosystem like this that's designed to help you get to that next level, and then help you build that $1 million that you're looking for as well. So I keep seeing the people joining. Thank you guys for joining. All right, let's get in there. Man, I have tons of opinions, tons of takes, and I'm always going to give them to you because I'm going to keep it real. I told you about the hustle culture lying to you. The fastest way to grow isn't posting more. So let's say you're a content creator, and a lot of us think we need to keep posting, keep posting, keep posting, keep posting. And what's going to happen is that going to create visibility for yourself, right? That's not going to work. Same thing with your career. A lot of us think I need to keep putting in more hours, work harder, take on more responsibility, all that, and that's going to help you get to that corner office. That's not going to work for you. What you need to do is understand how to follow before you can lead. And some of you're already saying, well, I've been following all my life and now I think it's my time. Listen, standing next to the people who've already earned the trust, that's what's going to put you in a position where you can actually grow credibility for yourself. Let me give you an example right here. Me, I create content as well as I have multiple businesses that I run. The one that we're talking about today is Hustling 25/8, which is my newsletter. And here's a drop right here. If you haven't subscribed to the newsletter, do that today. My second goal is to get to 50,000 subscribers and do it in 12 months. I cannot do that if you're not subscribing. And I'm not saying people are not subscribing, because already in 4 days now, we got over 1,300 people in 4 days. So that means it's resonating with the right people. People are interested in that personal growth. People are interested in growing their careers. People are interested in growing their business. People who are financially motivated, who are looking to get to that next level, because we know money doesn't make you, but money can change a whole lot of things. So let's change that stuff together, right? Top right hand corner is my QR code. If you're on some of my other channels like Instagram and TikTok, you go in the link in my bio. There's going to be a Blink account right there. I think I actually created the link as well. You can just subscribe to that newsletter directly, and then you're going to be on the list, and then you start getting some more behind the scenes information that's going to help you move from here to here, because that's what we're trying to get, from here to here. Remember, if I get the big hit because of the camera, guys, y'all let me know. See, there it goes. There it's trying to do its thing again. That's good enough. That's a close enough view. Okay. So why partnership matters. Other people's audiences are borrowed trust. Okay. So let's say you're a content creator or you're a business owner, right? When you tap into someone else's audience, now I'm following their lead. I'm becoming a follower, right? Because that's going to be so important. But also, I am benefiting from their trust, right? So let's say there's top creators, top content creators that you follow. It's one thing to like their post, but if you're not commenting on their post with like real time fruitful engagement, you're not going to get the benefit of the trust that their audiences gets from that particular creator. Okay. For instance, go look at your top creator, and if you just keep, every single day they drop some motivational quotes or things like that, and you absolutely like it, that's great. The algorithm is going to favor you and send you their information, but you are not going to get any type of brand recognition, any type of authority whatsoever from liking their content. What you need to do at this point is you need to add something thoughtful, because what we're trying to do is we're taking the audience that already gets credibility to this person who's posting, whether it's a creator, influencer, whatever, right? Those people are trusted, and then what people keep flocking to them because they like the insight that they provide. Well, what we're trying to do we're trying to get that same audience that's already pre-built in that ecosystem to actually engage with you as well. And if you want to do that, then the way you do that is you actually post thoughtful comments as well. And then everybody else, y'all heard that, like, what's the first thing you do if you see a post and there's thousands of views on it? You go into the comments, right? You go right into the comments. You go right into the comments. That's where you get amplified and multiplied. Think about it. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I'm just telling you something you probably hadn't done. So if you see like people across Instagram, LinkedIn, all these social channels, and they're growing like crazy, they're growing like crazy because they also engage at a high level on other people's content. And then it amplifies their brand, it amplifies their message, it amplifies their authority, right? All this ties back into growing and building $1 million business. We're building $1 million business. Whether that's, hey, we're going to get $1 million from career elevation, we're going to get $1 million from being a content creator, or we're going to get $1 million from growing our side hustle or our full-time business. I'm going to give you the game to show you how to get there. Now, not only that, I'm going to let you know I'm building something that I've never done before. So when I'm giving you information, I'm just going from previous experience from me, how I personally elevated and grew, how I've been building my brand presence across all these social channels. But then I'm also going to open this up because I need help. And when I say I need help, like I share with you a couple of things that I'm going to need, or a couple of skill sets that I'm going to need from people that I don't have, right? And so me putting myself out there is the quickest way to attract the people that's going to help me get from here to here, just like you guys joining as well, right? So I'm sure there's somebody on this call that I can benefit from. And if you think there's a mutual collaboration, always slide in my DMs, man. I'm always looking at all of them. If it makes sense, then we're going to collaborate. If it doesn't make sense, then we'll just move forward and we'll keep it pushing, right? So partnerships matter. Other people's audience are your trust. And I want to think about, that's your credibility. Credibility is currency. The minute you gain credibility, you might as well think of that as money. Cha-ching, ching, cha-ching, ching. That's money. That's money each and every time. Let me give you an example. 2.5 years ago, I stepped out on faith, right? From these six-figure, corporate executive positions. I was an executive team member for a large technology company. We sold that company at the end of 2018 for a lot of money, right? I decided in 2023, I was going to do my own thing. I was tired of making other people money. And I decided, why can't I make my own money? Like, I built this expansive network. Why can't I use this network to impact and influence people? So for me, I was purpose-led to be here to share this information with you. And my purpose is designed around impact. I want to impact in some people in a type of way that you can say, you know what? I sat there, I read this one blog about Patrick, or I listened to this one course, or I read his book, or I was on one of his lives and it changed my life because I got the insight that I needed to take me from here to here. Like, I'm leading with impact. So that's why I'm building this ecosystem, because it's all about impact for me. And so that's 50,000 people. That creates a network for me where I can continue to have impact on my terms, right? So I've been featured in Black Impact Magazine. I've been featured on Scholarly Scouts. I've been featured on Board Your Dallas Magazine. I've been featured by NBC News. I've done reality TV before. I've done all this in 2.5 years. And why did I do that? I did that because I wanted receipts. So a lot of people think, okay, well, I'm bragging if I tell people I did this. I'm bragging. So freaking what? It's something that you actually did. Like, these are things that I accomplished. So if there's things that you did in your life that you accomplished, put it out there for people to gravitate and lean into, because people, they can actually feel inspired, motivated, or they want to stay in touch with you because there's something that you've accomplished that they never thought about accomplishing before, right? So you want to think about that as well. I've done all these things. Does it feed my ego? Absolutely. It shows that, hey, the confidence that I had in myself continues to provide and give me more confidence where I can do more and more dope things like that. And I'm sharing it with you because I think it's dope. Like, I accomplished these things, right? But credibility, it isn't meant to sit on the shelves. A lot of us, we're playing a small game. You do something dope at work, you do something dope at your business, and only you know it. Why is that? Why are you not sharing that information, right? Other people may glean from it. Other people may learn from it. So partnerships matter, but your credibility is very important because it's meant to be reinvested. We reinvested that information back into the ecosystem, which is going to help you grow from here to here. Okay. Whether you're a creator, whether you're a career warrior, whether you're a mid-level professional, whether you're an entrepreneur, whatever you happen to be, you want to take your accolades and repurpose them, reinvest them so it can help you get to the next level as well. I want to So taking that bit of information over those 2.5 years. Thank you, TikTok family. I see you keep joining. Alicia, is it Alicia? Yeah, Alicia, I see you. Thank you for the love. I get more and more family from Instagram coming in. I appreciate you guys as well. Remember, we're building $1 million business and we're doing it in 12 months. How are we going to get that? Well, this is part of the strategy. I'm doing everything visible. I'm taking you behind the scenes. This first week is just about core setup. At some point, we're going to get into the tools, the systems, show you exactly how they work, show you my board, show you the advertising spend. And I'm starting out with a $20,000 budget. So how do we take $20,000? We multiply it, amplify it, where we can have more and more spend in the various things and various people that's going to help us grow our business as well. So in 2024 and 2025, what I was doing, I was spotlighting leaders and businesses on my LinkedIn Lives. I did that, also did that on my podcast as well. The reason I did that is because the visibility I get. It's the visibility wasn't personally for myself, but think what I was actually doing, I was using other people's network to create visibility for myself. That was the second part of what I do it. The first part is why I wanted to do it. I think people have some dope stories, what they've been through, the things that they've overcome. And I think that information needs to be shared because remember, I'm leading with impact. And in my impact is all about helping you go from here to here, whether that's your career, your entrepreneur, whatever that happens to be. So in 2024 and 2025, I was spotlighting various people on my podcast, in my newsletters. I was doing it across my blogs, all that information, because I understood visibility is the new credibility, right? So you need to be thinking about that in your business as well, or in your career. How can I amplify somebody else that's going to in return help amplify me? And so when I introduce the audience to my network, they're also introducing me to their audience. You see how that works? There's a transactional thing. And this is how you should be thinking about any type of collaboration. It has to be transactional. Somebody has to value, and it should be both of you guys. If you're not both valuing, then it's probably not a collaboration. It's more of it's a service that you're paying. So that helped for me. I know I just said a lot so far. Let me pause really quick. Open it up for questions because I got so much more I want to get to, and we only got 8 minutes to get there. So I want to make sure we're right on time. Questions right now? We're good. We're good. Let me look over here. Okay, perfect. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Remember, this will be on replay. You can go to my LinkedIn. You can go to the events tab, and you can rewatch this on replay as well. Another opinion of mine is, listen, asking for attention, it's kind of weak in my book. I mean, listen, we're not asking for attention. What we're doing is we're creating value for somebody else's brand. And if you're able to create value for other people, you get the attention. You see what I'm saying? I think we all get that. Creating value for somebody else's brand actually amplifies your brand. People don't share content because it's polished. So if you ever think you're out there right now and you're thinking, man, I want to step out on faith, I want to do something, I want to be a content creator, or I want to publish my first piece of content, you're not doing it because it's polished. Like, you're sharing it because it makes you look good. This is how you actually grow. You get out of your own head, and then you share something, even if it's unpolished, and there's going to be people that resonate with that information, right? So don't think that, hey, I'm doing it for myself. Think of I'm doing it for somebody else is what you need to think of. Now, I'm going to move on to the DM strategy, okay? Now, I will share this. There's a whole DM strategy in place that will help you amplify and grow your business, right? I haven't actually started my DM strategy yet, and I did that purposefully. I'm growing this newsletter from right now. I think I currently have like 3,000 people or whatnot, and I'm growing it to 50,000 people, right? And I purposely haven't done any DMs yet, only because I wanted to keep this segment just for you and me, so we can kind of talk about the DM strategy, how it works, how it shouldn't work, things like that. And then so going forward, if you're on my newsletter list and you haven't subscribed to my offline version of it, expect to get a DM from me at some point while I work through my DM strategy for that. But let me help you understand this. DMs, they're not meant for selling. They're meant for positioning. A lot of us, we're doing it wrong. We're sliding into somebody's DM box and we expect something in exchange. That's not what it's for. The DM right now is designed to build a relationship, to introduce people to something that they may not never considered. And then once you build that relationship, so many other things come from that. We're doing it wrong. So let's do it right. So I want you to shift that perspective. It's not a sales tool, it's a relationship accelerator. So when you're thinking about doing DMs for your business, it should be a relationships accelerator. Your intent here is not just to slide in somebody's box, it's stepping into a conversation with purpose. That's what it's about. So we want to step in those conversations with purpose. And I want to emphasize here, you want to lead with genuine curiosity. And when I say that, if there's somebody you admire and you want to know more about how they did it, then that's what we talked about. And say, hey, I'm Patrick. You may or may not know me, but I follow you and your content. I think what you're doing is dope. I would love to learn more about what you do. Boom. Simple as that, right? And what you did is you created an opening for a conversation to take place. Now, it's up to the person who received the DM to decide whether or not they would want to respond to it. But if you slide into my DM and the first thing you say is, I do this, are you interested? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to delete it. I'm going to ignore you altogether, because that's not somebody who understands how relationships work. I value people who understand how relationships work. That's why I've partnered and collaborated with so many different people, collaborators, and business owners over the last 2 years, because, I lead with pure understanding. I want to know more about them. I want to know how I can collaborate to help them. I'm leading first with how can I help you? And then the end result is I'm going to benefit from their audience or their network or their skill sets or their understanding, right? So your DM you should be thinking about that. We're building $1 million business, and that should be part of our DM strategy. So genuine curiosity. Most people fail at this because they're rushing so fast to pitch who they are, where they're from, what they do. And then you're not getting you're not getting the credibility. 2, you're not getting a response. And 3, you're not driving any revenue for your business. So think about your DM strategy there. You've probably done this before because I do it all the time. Somebody slides in your box, especially you got a LinkedIn. They say, I'm such and such, and this is what I can do for you. How many times do you respond to those? Y'all let me know if you're one of those that respond every single time somebody's trying to sell you something in your DM. I know I don't, but know this: relationships compound. You build one relationship, they're connected to somebody else. That person is interested in you because you're connected to the original person you're connected with. Now it's compounding, and you do that 2 times. You go from 2 to 4, you go from 4 to 8, you go from 8 to 16, you go from 16 to 32. You understand the math. This is how you amplify and you grow as a creator, a business owner, a career warrior. You have to start making connections that's going to help you benefit and get to that next level as well. So let me see. Yeah, get away from scripts, guys. I mean, listen, scripts I can spot a script from a mile away. People, they have these canned scripts that they send in your DM. Get away from that. You want to be thoughtful. These are personal emails that you send out as well. Thank you, all these, the love that I'm getting from TikTok as well as Instagram. I appreciate you guys. My LinkedIn family still continues to show up here as well. So let's talk about types of partnerships really quick, because I only got a couple of minutes. Not all partnerships are equal, and that's the point. I want to help you understand that, there's shared content, there's cross-pollination of audiences. So you want to cross-pollinate as well. And then trust transfer through consistency. MB, I see you. Thank you for joining as well. It's all about you. Again, if you want to grow, let's say you're a content creator or you're trying to grow your brand across any channel, you want to be intentional about engaging with that creator, leaving thoughtful information. And what that's going to do is it's going to pollinate, because people check the comments. People will still see you show up in that comment section and want to know and learn more about you. And that's going to help amplify and create your brand as well. Okay. Your business's brand alignment. We want to focus on brand alignment over brand checks. Long-term visibility does beat one-time promos. Strategic exposure inside whatever ecosystem you're building. That's why I'm building this 50,000 subscriber newsletter. I'm building my own ecosystem. And in my ecosystem, not only can I control the messaging, but I can help create a community of collaborators where we can excel and grow together. Like, we can go from here to here and we can do that together, because I'm not trying to do this by myself. I can't do it by myself. All right. Coach, the same thing. And a lot of people get so fearful about collaborating or connecting with other people who operate in the same business as them. Like the world is not big. Like, there's not millions and billions of people out here in the world who are interested in certain things. Like, that's that hating mentality. You don't want to hate on somebody. If there's somebody dope doing what you want to do, follow them and engage with them, because that person can help you expand your audience. But you can also probably learn something that you've never learned before as well. So remember, ecosystems build empires. Create your ecosystem of networking with people that, influence you, and be thoughtful about how you engage with them, especially when it comes around DMs as well. So my newsletter is a partnership tool. Hustling 25 to 8 newsletter is the backbone of everything what I'm doing. Every guest that I feature, every partner that I highlight, every issue is reinforcing community, because that's what it's all about. And for me, it's not a numbers game. It's about influence. And remember, I stepped out on faith because I wanted to lead with impact. I wanted to impact other people's lives. And when you build your own ecosystem, you create a community of influence, and then that influence can impact so many other people. So when I die, I want to say, you know what, Patrick did this, and this is the impact that he had as well. Social media is rented land, right? But for me, my newsletter is true ownership. Like, I own this. I own this baby, and I can actually grow this baby. So for me, that's real ownership as well. I think we're up against time. Tomorrow, let me see. What are we doing tomorrow? What are we doing tomorrow? What are we doing tomorrow? Let me see. You're not growing a brand. You're building the table. I want to share that. You're not growing a brand. You're building the table. And the right partnerships decide who actually sits at that. Tomorrow's Friday, right? So we're going to wrap up our foundational week tomorrow, same time at noon Central Standard Time. Let me open it up, see if there's any questions really quick. Let me look at all the channels. Any questions in here? Listen, I appreciate your continued support. There's a couple of things that I need, and I'm going to put this out there. I'm building this newsletter, Hustling 25/8. But what I don't have is I don't have a back-end specialist right now. I've been doing a lot of this myself, which is cool. So this is where I need your help. If you know somebody who is really, really good at setting up systems, especially on the back end, especially on newsletters, slide into my DM, let me know, because I would love to collaborate with people like that. That's going to help me go from here to here quicker. I got money that I'm looking to spend in my advertising space, and I'm going to need those people to help me out with ClickFunnels as well. So if you're a specialist when it comes to ClickFunnels, hit me up as well. And so let's just grow together. But those are the people that I need right now. And as I need more people, I'll put that out there as well. But we're going to grow this baby from $0 in revenue to $1 million. And I feel like I'm behind, even though we're 2 weeks into the year. But I felt like I was going to need the first month anyway to set the foundation so we can actually start growing at a fast pace. But anyway, thank you guys. Let me see, Sergio, can you reshare? You can actually go to my link. You can actually go to my LinkedIn, go to the events tab. This will be on replay. You can just share that link, right? All the information is on my social channels as well. So y'all can take a look at that. Anyway, I appreciate everybody from continuing to join. Same time tomorrow. We got a whole new segment. We're going to get a whole new topic. But anyway, we're going to grow together, and we're going to generate $1 million in revenue. Thank you, guys. I appreciate y'all. Till next time.